We are in an amazing place in Ekommunity in the north of Bali. And I'm here interviewing the creator of this beautiful place next to. I hope you enjoy this interview and time with us in this beautiful, beautiful place in nature and all the sacredness that brings to our place. Enjoy.
We are Mathieu, Laura, and Claudia from Canada, and we are the founders of Ekommunity, a sanctuary for those who feel the call to reconnect with nature and themselves. Nestled in the quiet, mountainous landscape of the Munduk village in Bali, Indonesia, Ekommunity has hosted thousands of seekers and explorers since its opening in 2018. Over the years, we've become a hub for different types of gatherings, hosting workshops, retreats, musical events, and seminars, touching subjects such as permaculture, yoga, Ayurveda, breathwork, art, and conscious business. In 2016, we acquired land, which would prove to be our greatest teacher. It took us 2 years to envision, design, and build 6 glamping tents, a dormitory, a restaurant, and a beautiful deck by the river. However, despite all the strenuous work put into our sanctuary, the most precious creation we developed was our team. The project originally stemmed from a desire to see change in our own lives, but we soon realized that we could have an impact far greater and beyond just us. By putting our community as well as ecology at the forefront of every decision, we inadvertently brought a business model unknown to this region. By sticking with what felt right in our hearts and logical in our vision of a better world, we began to observe transformation all around us. Surrounding local businesses started to thrive, families began knocking at the door, and soon our team flourished in ways we could have never dreamed of. Like many in our industry, the pandemic has derailed our 2020 season. However, it has brought people together and empowered us to activate our vision of a stronger community even more.
Thank you so much for being with us today, and I'm really blessed, feeling blessed to be here in this beautiful space you created, the Ekommunity.
Thank you.
And I'm really curious about your path, how this happened, because there are many people who have a dream to create sustainable community or to become part of sustainable community, or to bring this conscious leadership into their life and to understand, to learn more about community life, and this ideas of new ways of living that we as human beings dream of. How did it start for you?
A lot of people dream of, and I get a lot of questions sometimes. Like, I have this dream, I have this, I wanna create this, and so I can see the more and more the collective is going towards the same vision. How it started? It started on my first travel. I was 22 and I was in Costa Rica, and I saw, like, I was in a regular hostel, but then one night I was in a hammock and I looked at the guy who was owning the hostel. I was like, this guy figured it out. Like, he got it. And it was more simple. It was just like a surf hostel, but but still the lifestyle was, I could understand the whole, like, is day from morning to night, I could see. So always kept the vision inside. And I had a daughter early in life, like 20 years old, so I was like deeply tied into the routine and work and house and mortgage. But then my dad passed away when I was 28, so it started to open like this, it break down the barrier, like this old paradigm in front of you. And as a man, like, to have this, your dad like in front of you, like telling you all since your childhood, like telling you what to do, what like what's your future, what you should do. And you know, we have this old paradigm behind us, is like mortgage, routine, house, and build security. And then at some point, you're, even before he died, I was like, well, I have everything I need. Like, I have a house and like the job, and what am I going to do for the next 20 years? So when he passed away, I started to travel a bit, still trying to keep the family business, but traveling. And like, I had this dream around, behind my head, was to build a sustainable space. So visited a few countries, and then when I landed in Bali, had already a few connections on the island. So I was like, yeah, this is it. Like, stars are aligned. Let's do it. But I still had my daughter, and I still have though. But I was thinking of making it in like a 8-10 years time frame, like slowly leave what's behind and then build and learn with the farmers. But obviously when the land was settled and we started to design the space, it was just like the energy switched, and it was, and then I could feel that whole awakening and these ideas. I had nights where I couldn't sleep because like all these information were coming, and it was a great time. I had some shivers.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is where it all started. And of course, the background in real estate and construction helped me a lot for the first 2 years. But then afterwards, like building all the operational system and the human resource side of the business, and like managing the team, and in a different country, new language, new culture, and like, you know, all these things coming. But it was a parabolic learning curve, but a good one. And I'm super grateful for everything that happened and is happening right now. It's amazing. And and COVID, like a lot of people are just, oh, well, COVID hit, and well, we were able to adapt, I think. And since being like a community and trying to move towards like more stable visitor and create like a close network, it gave us whatever, like all the things that we needed. Because before COVID, it was a bubble in Bali, and I couldn't like build this with people coming in and out and in and out, and so it was not possible. So I think it's a blessing for us now.
It feels like a blessing, I think, for all people who come here. So when did you start? How many years ago?
October 2016, we acquired the land, and took 2 years to build, slowly leave things in Canada, visit more often, and then develop this space. And we opened October 2018. 2 years exactly. And then slowly open. So we opened the tents first, and then we opened one dorm. And once the restaurant was finished, we were able to open 6 tents total. The 2 dorms, we were able to accommodate 24 people.
Wow, it's so fast.
It's fast.
So do you think the land has chosen you? Or how did it evolve? Did you have a vision in the beginning, or you were just searching how you were driven by this vision?
I think the island itself chose people. Like, Bali has a strong energy to attract people. They always say like, it either brings you in, suck you in, or kick you out. For me, it definitely sucked me in. The land, when I visited the land, we visited around like 4 or 5 land, if I remember. And when I came here, like this, the water spring above the waterfall, I just fell in love with the space. And I didn't even think about like, oh, is it steep land? It's going to be hard to build. I was like, nah, I've done a few crazy projects. Let's do this one. So, and at the time I had a local partner that was helping me a lot, so we were able to like work with the local team to build the stairs and design. But thing is, we haven't come here, buy the land, and then okay, this is the big plan. Like I've slept on the land with a tent down there. I slept in the dorm, like on the floor with just a mat. Like every step were made with times to like evaluate and like live and feel where things feels good. And I still do it the same. Like even the next phase that we have, I had total different ideas in the beginning or like a year ago, and then things changed, and like so the whole vision grew up with me and with people that helped me along the way. And it's a process. And I think that whenever I'm going to build another one, my intention is to not be in a rush, to not like, okay, yeah, we have this brand and like, let's create more community. No, I want people, it's either me or someone else or a team. We sleep there, we feel the space, and then we can, because this is where I think you can create from a space of love and from respect with the nature and the land. So this is what I feel from here.
So the land talk to you. Yeah.
So,
Mother Earth, hey. Mama Bali.
No, she's strong. Yeah, she kicked my ass a few times.
She loves doing it. Testing the purity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the purity of intention, and
oh yes,
makes us strong.
Yeah.
And so local community, you mentioned that. I see how beautifully everybody's tuned into the space, and everybody who works here.
The tribe, we call it the tribe, my tribe. Yeah.
Tell how many people now, and how?
I think we have 14 now.
Okay.
We actually hire more people during pandemic, so which is good.
Yeah.
The restaurant developed the menu, and so we hired more people, and like I was saying, COVID helped us. I started to do some workshop with them. English class, my manager gave an English class, then at some point I showed up with like creating a vision, which they had to answer questions about, like simple question as like, what would you like to achieve in the next 10 years? Or what if you had everything in the world? You had bought a Lamborghini, you had like a big house, because this is commonly dreamed of, right?
Yeah.
So like, what if you had all the things, what would you like to do? So like to write it in English, and so it helped them, I think, to create a vision and like to be able to like, whoa, wait a minute, if I had all the money, then at the end, this is what I want, my family, and like help each other. So this is where I found like a lot of answers were coming from the art. Like it's just like their intention was just to help their family be close, like have their kids happy, have their parents happy.
Yes.
So then from there we started to build and create relation. One example, my housekeeper, Wayu, he was 18 years old. He started before the first high season, so we were just opening the restaurant, and he lived next door. And I could see, like, always smiley. We call him Smiley Boy at some point. He was just always happy. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, and I found some books on Tokopedia, the Indonesian Amazon. Books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich. Simple. Well, some of them are quite deep, but like Rich Dad Poor Dad is a simple one. Maybe they can understand some stuff in there, and we can like start to brainstorm on business idea. But let's try. So buy a book, give them to one of my staff, and then 3 weeks later, a month later, I asked them like, hey, how's the book? Where's the book? Like, oh, I give it to him. It's like, very great book, boss. I like it. Okay, then we go with more book then. So, and then at the first high season, Wayu came to me, and he was bringing the laundry every day to the village, and they were telling me, buy a laundry machine. I'm like, no, there's a family in the village living off the laundry machines. Like, I don't want to manage soap. And so then Wayu came at the end of the high season. wise guy. He told me, like, boss, I don't feel good, but like, can I open the laundry? I was like, man, you have it, let's do it. So then he opened his laundry, and as far as I can say, like with the bills we get, within a year he doubled his income. So it's just to see all these people starting to shine around the community. It's just making me so happy. Some other project in mind, like now I'm sitting with him. It's like, you have still money aside? Yes, well maybe we can help you like open a crypto account. Like, crypto? Yeah, so if you want to stay after work, then we can like have like a 30 minutes workshop. So yeah, do with them see where their life is, like where they shine, and then put them there. Like I had one guy, tough guy, big on Putu is one of my, well, they're all my favorites. I love them all. But Putu started as a cook, and I could see like he was not that happy, but it was okay. Like it's still like exchanging time for money, fine. And then I started to ask him some manual work around the land. I was like, no, you're not a cook, man. You're definitely like a worker, and I'll put you there and let's see how it goes. So then within a few weeks, months, he started to like hire his friends, and like people start to gather around him. So yeah, it's fun. I love it. This is like one of my best parts, is see them grow. Like I think there's a lot of business are built like you have a leader or like a boss that we call it here often, which is pretty patriarchal system like we see around the world. Is you have one boss and people underneath, and I always refer to them like, take the triangle, flip it upside down, and this is how we operate. From there they started to see the vision. It took like a year and a half, I would say, like a year and a half of operation to actually they could see how, like where I wanted to bring the space. And then
Yes, you're so right, Mathieu. That pyramid inside our consciousness, which determines the way we think and act, wherever you look really at Western or Eastern cultures, all over the world, this is such old paradigm based on system of human control, system of lack of resources, debt economy, system of suppressing our divinity, our freedom as a humanity. So many people live in this pyramid thinking only about surviving, just about food for their families, making such little money just to spend on housing and food. Under such pressure, people stop dreaming, forget about their dreams. It's so important to create that space where we go beyond artificially created system towards our authenticity, our dreams, reconnecting to our purpose as a soul. That's probably why people start to create conscious communities where such space of ingenuity, creativity, sincerity, openness, human connections is created, where we truly are reminded that each one of us is a creator of their lives. And dreams are so important, as they are our soul calling. And when we reconnect to that freedom within, we know that everything is possible. Then we start to create from that place of integrity.
Yeah. And I think they're still good at it, but of course, like when you bring workshop in the team and you make them think, not make them think, but you create space, like you're saying, so they can start to, whoa, okay, what can I do? And like, I'm from Canada. I mean, like, we all have our culture wherever we're coming from, and like, some are more repressed than others. Some are more like coming from a more difficult background, and often they're not allowed to dream, or they can dream, but it's so impossible. So I think like by having the chance to have created my dream, and like it's good to reflect them that it's possible. So even YU and my three supervisors, so YU, IU, and Risma, had a little meeting the other day. Give them more responsibility. Your first response is like not stress, but it's like
unworthiness of like I'm not going to be able to do it. And then what I often do with them is tell them that like when I was 14, I was washing dishes in the restaurant. Like my mom was a waitress. I was helping her. And at 17, I was a cook. And at 18, I was a worker like you guys. It's just like everything is possible, but it's just, you need to keep the vision. And like, of course, there are realistic dreams, but then from these, the crazy dream comes in a way at some point. So, yeah. And then for the time to think, yeah, well, this space has allowed me to spend a lot of night wondering. At some point, I was like, oh, what am I doing? And then some other times I was like, I need this. That's what humans.
I really like the way you said about the light. When suddenly the eyes are filled with light and inspiration, I can do it. Because so many people live in a box because of fear.
Yeah.
I always say we die not when our body dies, but when our spirit dies within that box we created for ourselves, as a jail really, the jail for the spirit. And when we stop following our path as a soul, then the light is gone.
This is where they're prescribed the meds. This is where they're telling you, oh yeah, this is having a problem with the body. Yeah. Oh, yes. I could say, yeah. It comes with it, yeah. And often, like even with the local shaman, and guru, they call it guru or shaman. It's like, talk with the land. Okay, I'll talk with the land. At first, when you come, you're just like coming from a Canadian lifestyle. Yep, you end up like being a tree hugger. Yeah. I think at first you start to try to understand all about it, like a direct conversation, but how it's coming slowly, it's coming at you in an unconscious way. Things are getting in line. You understand the importance of like sitting down with yourself. Someday, if I come here for 1 or 2 days, I'm like, if I don't go down on a day, I feel bad. So, and I know like we should not feel bad for, because there are other things, but like, mostly every day I'll go down. I'll bring everything. I do tea, my notebook, a book, whatever I feel like doing down, I'll do it. There's no Wi-Fi, there's nothing. I can go for like an hour, sometimes it's 4 hours. River, the waterfall, all of this is important. It's good to wash everything away.
I absolutely love the purification power of that waterfall. Felt it in the morning meditation, truly reconnecting to the source.
It's the foundation of their religion, the tirtha. It's like, it's the irony of the water. It is what it is. And this is why I think a lot of Western comes here. At first you don't understand why, but you start to see like the profound meaning behind their religion. This version of Hinduism, it is good. It's sacred irony of the water.
Yeah, so powerful. It was like, can I get more of that?
Yeah.
Alright, tell me more about the permaculture project you have here at Ekommunity. Your vision about it?
Yeah, we started a GoFundMe recently. And then we built a nursery behind the restaurant, nursery of the greenhouse. So I think it's good to support with food package. A lot of people it's easy. You can like gather funds from outside, and so this was our first step. But as the saying goes, like give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, but teach him how to fish, he'll eat forever. So the deeper, like the main goal behind is to build a seed bank, and slowly started to be able to give baby plants and seeds as well to the village and to the surrounding community, even people that are coming. Like, why should I bring you a toy for a kid? Like, bring in a avocado tree, or like just bring something to plant, and like it'll bear fruits and vegetables. So in the future to be able to provide more to the community in a more sustainable way than just like rice and corn. So, because even rice field or monocrop, it has been implemented like in the last 100 years. If you think about it, like this is old forest. It's just a replication of nature. So if you start to like bring more and more tree to people, then you're just replicating nature. You don't need to just like grow rice to get money to buy other fruits and vegetables. If you have like a certain plot of land and you can grow all the things, then you can still have a rice field, but then that money can use to like get yourself a motorbike or like do other things. But I think that like Bali has everything we need to feed our families.
Here in Bali, mostly everything is about the rice, right? While potentially more vegetables could be grown. Do you have education program about it?
Yeah, rice is power. It's the same. I'm educating, but I would say like maybe politely, like it's like they have their culture, they have a beautiful culture. I think it's more of a co-creation. So like whenever we do gardening here with the permaculture, they come with knowledge, we come with knowledge. So, and we exchange, and then from that we can still experience stuff. Like the other day we had a meeting with my permaculture guy, and one was like, "Oh, the melon won't grow. Wait, why don't we try? Like, you tried it in a way, but if we plant it this way, and then we can like consider the sun and the rain, maybe it's possible." So I'm not here to like educate and bring a new system. It's to have, at the end, it's to have fun and bring everybody's knowledge, because even some of them, they're like, "Hey, my grandparents taught me that." So it's been lost along the way, but it just needs to be like bring back. And it's the simple form of nature. It's food forage. So, but yeah, for rice, I mean, it's in them. Like for me in my DNA, like all the past generation, there's some diet that I need, that I love, that my body responds to it. So like for me, eating white rice every day, it's not something I engage, like I enjoy or I would do. But you don't want to change everything. It's just like what you want to bring is like abundance of fruit and vegetables on the garden, and the rest, like, everybody has their diet, and like, do as they want.
I mean, it's such a fertile soil. Just put the seed and it grows.
So easy. Yeah, all year round. Yeah.
Mathieu, talking about your vision. My vision from childhood was that big tree, and around it there are many people coming together in union, where many conscious events are happening, where there is school for children, there is new education, the education for the new earth. And then this vision expanded to many such conscious communities around the world. And I was so happy to see the Book of Sri Aurobindo in the morning in your cafe, which Sri Aurobindo was one of my first teachers. And it feels like we are all connected with the same vision of developing this, conscious leadership, conscious communities around the world. People have the same vision. So share a little bit more about your vision.
I'm still not done here. I don't want to put time or years, but the main vision would be to develop other states like these around the world. There can be others in Indonesia as well, but yeah, around the world, to connect the indigenous culture and the wisdom of elders mixed with like the vision of the young people, and have a good mix of this to create sustainability and help where we establish our community. And then further along the way, I mean, I've been building a lot of things on my own. People help me here and there, but once we're able to establish a proper team, then create connection between this community. So depending on what resources we have, so like for instance, I harvest around 400 kilos of clothes every year. I don't really like sending the clothes for cigarettes, so but if I have 400 kilos of clothes, then I can provide to their community. So we create this ecosystem, and I think a lot of brilliant minds are slowly creating this system that we will benefit. So I think the collective is really going through decentralized organization, this system that we can help each other. So, and then like I was saying to my staff, like one day you might be traveling. You're like, no. Like if you open another one, you'll be the first one on the plane with me to help me because you've been there since the beginning and you've been like, you know the vision. So yeah, go creating. So then you're able to bring people from this country into other culture and like learn from each other. This is the bigger vision. So let's see. Maybe I'll help people building their dream, or maybe I'll just build more dream with more people dreaming the same dream.
It's actually, so incredible that we all have almost the same vision. I was interviewing the leaders of various conscious projects around the world, and it sounds like everyone shares the same vision. We even use the same words. It's like we are all connected through distance, working on the same project, just in different parts of the planet, co-creating. That's why I'm also so driven to create this platform, Creators.Earth, to connect all these visionaries, to interview as many conscious leaders as possible, and to share their stories, also to inspire even more people to create conscious communities, to become true creators of New Earth, living life with respect to each other and the planet.
What we're seeing, it's just the old paradigm that is getting shut down. So, Eckhart Tolle, I think, said, the new is already here, the old is just making noise, disappearing. I found that sentence like perfect. There's a lot of noise, and there's a period of time that we need to navigate that. But for me, the more there's like this disturbance in the world, for me, the higher the calling is. It's just like there's no other way around. There's no way that I'm just gonna quit everything and go back wherever it was. Like this is happening, and like people needs to shift. There's a divine timing. Like everything is going. For me, I can see that everything is important. Like, of course, as human beings, you want to bring people you love with you, but everybody has their own path. So this is also something that we're suffering from. We see people not realizing this massive shift in stuff, the system that is coming to them. So of course there's this split now, but I'm definitely positive. We need to navigate that transition. We're going in a different era. Yeah, golden one, of course. Yeah, we're not going back to dark age. No. Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, the waterfall down is called Golden Valley, so it's a beautiful paradise. We're lucky to be here, but I think it's not about luck as well. Like we have to do the work, and there's a few spaces around the world. Bali is one of them. That it's an incubator. It is an incubator. uplift the bigger community. And once we reach that threshold, it's gonna happen. It's already happening. It's in the world. It's media corporation trying to bring their last card in their deck to control.
Yes, what is happening now is just all these subconscious programs of control come to our awareness big time, coming to the surface, so we could all see clearly what has to be removed, purified, for new, more human paradigm to evolve.
Yeah, well, once you start to be out of the cloud, if I could say, you see the operational, how they operate this, and it's a repeating pattern. And a lot of these consciousness are if you look at symbolism, how they operate, it's just simple to see. And the more you rise, the more it's clear and it's easy to witness. So yes, but it has to be. You have to go through it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful time to start doing.
It's a crazy time to be alive. Yeah. A few years ago, I would have never said that this would have happened. Even comfort zone, life, massive shift.
Share more about your GoFundMe project, raising funds for community.
The GoFundMe, for now, we focused on a guiding community. There's 120 guides and drivers in the village, because before the pandemic, it was 70% of the village was living out of tourism. So this is around 120, 150 families that had zero income for the last year. So I was focusing on them. But then again, we won't see the tourism as it was before. Even the Ministry of Tourism is changing the rules, changing the visas. The world is changing, so we need to evolve. So the first step was to give them food. And the second is to build again the infrastructure around the waterfall. As I told them, now everything is broken down, and if you don't focus energy, nothing's going to come. So even if you keep your mind that the borders is closed, you can't do anything, there's no money, it'll stay this way. But if we start to put energy, bring back the infrastructure, build maybe a different type of restaurant next to the waterfall to attract people on the island, because people are still traveling around, they want to have a little mountain getaway. So the next step is to bring back the waterfall to life, and change, maybe see with them what their structure, how they used to operate with the guiding system, how you guys have a job or benefit from the different tourism that is coming on the island. So this is the next phase, and also bring funds to maintain. So once we build again, then we need some funds to maintain the waterfall, for bringing this new system up in place. So funds for maintenance of the space. And the third one is to build a seed bank, really come with a large scale seed bank. Then from that, maybe some new ideas will come down. But from now, this is the main vision about the book fund. Help the village evolve with the current market.
I was in the morning by the waterfall doing qigong and meditation, and I saw a beautiful cafe and few structures in the process of being built, with amazing view on the waterfall. And there were a few local people working on them with lots of joy, actually.
Yeah. Down at the first waterfall. Okay. Yeah. So this is a structure that we are building for an upcoming event. So an upcoming weekend. So with dinner and some music. So Rudy at the waterfall also is super happy. A lot of people come here and go around. We have beautiful Indonesian food about the desert. Really good. We have good tea. So trying to help Rudy down. Get the location. You don't need to just have people come for a selfie. We can actually have yoga class there, or we could have like workshops and stuff. So yeah, so this is an upcoming event. Okay, yes, sure.
And maybe the last question for our interview today.
Yeah.
What would be your words of inspiration for those people who are just stepping on this path with a dream of creating conscious community or starting sustainability project, who are just about to make these first steps? What would you say to inspire them to start this journey?
My hardest part for me, the one that was really hard to like transcend, was the fear and judgment of the relative and the family. For me, was the hardest thing, because you come up with a dream, you're really excited, and the first thing that people do around you, and it's an automatic human conditioning, is just to project fears. So I would say, like, don't listen. Don't listen. Listen to yourself. Because from that, everything can happen, because it's you. Follow your heart. It's the main outside. Yeah. And it's not going to be an easy journey. It's not going to be an easy one. It's still not easy. Like I wake up some morning, or I'll go to bed some night, I want to cry because some stuff are happening. But the rewards from the journey is amazing.
Thank you, Mathieu. Very inspiring. Do you plan on creating an educational program for others to come and learn with you?
I think I do it organically with people coming. I do it with my staff. What's in my staff? My team. My tribe, my team. It's something that it's in my mind. At some point I will do it, but I'm still in like designing, building, and finishing the main phases. So we're planning a sauna, a shala, more rooms, and a fractional ownership company for mountain cabins. So once this is done, maybe I'll start to maybe design a course, or but I feel like I can help more people by creating the space than how allowing people to come in, and then create the incubator for people to come in. But we host Men's Circle every 5-6 weeks, so we started this recently. It's pretty powerful for me as well. Men's Circle, I think women have been doing it for years and years. We're a bit late. Come on, do some more, guys. So yeah, it's very powerful weekend. Even this weekend, the last one we had, we were 2 guys. I couldn't sleep. It's like too much inspiration, too much uplifting. Your soul is like alive. It's amazing. So yeah, really good, really powerful weekend. So yeah, I think doing these kind of little weekend, it's for me as well.
Oh, how interesting about these men's circles you hold. Because what is commonly known are woman or Shakti circles. However, it's so important to also look into divine masculine and to heal this aspect of consciousness, right?
I'm literally just starting, but it's powerful as how can I explain it? In the beginning, it was like, I remember the first group that came in, they checked in, and that feeling of unworthiness is coming by. But then slowly, it's just like, no, we're all one, we're all equal. It's just like, and we're not making it. I'm doing them really simple. So a lot of people do like deep works and trauma releasing. It's a space to reset and restore, right? You come here, you feel it on the net. So I started to do just these gatherings and just to be with men for a weekend. Go to the waterfall, breathwork, yoga. It's so good. I used to like watch hockey, drink beer, and eat chicken wings, and like it was so unhealthy. I mean, I still love chicken wings sometimes. I still enjoy beer sometimes. But this gathering to have discussion about like our relationship, our project, co-creation, like this is what men and like needs men men needs other men to do this.
Co-creating together.
Co-creation, yeah. We need that. It's really powerful. I would suggest to any man that is doing some work to take part of this weekend. Often the ego would step first and it's like, oh no, I'm not going to have me talk in front of everybody. But once a man cry, all the men can cry. It's powerful.
When men understand what is true power, yeah?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think when a man starts to understand that it's not about himself, but about like what he can bring to the collective, you can see that consciousness will shift.
Yeah, when we heal ourselves, we also heal as a collective, one consciousness.
Collective. Everything, on every aspect, our human being exchanges. Like our brain will operate. We're already feeling it, right? If you're saying all these people have the same download, so
Yeah, and I saw a lot of retreats you hold here. These people are just so amazing.
the quality of people I received here in the last year is amazing. I learned so much from people. It's creation.
Thank you
Pleasure.
so much, Mathieu. Ekommunity you created here is amazing. Energy here is so strong, such powerful, pure vibrations. Truly golden valley. Thank you.
Pleasure. Anytime. Thank you.